Imagine casting your fishing line into calm waters only to find yourself seconds away from becoming the catch of the day for a massive 60-foot whale. That's exactly what happened to Captain Dale Sprague and his first mate, Matt Hamilton, this past Tuesday, when their peaceful haddock fishing expedition transformed into a heart-stopping encounter with nature's giants. The duo was positioned 17 miles off New Hampshire's coastline, enjoying what seemed like an ordinary afternoon on the water around 1:30 p.m. The tranquility shattered when two enormous humpback whales suddenly exploded through the ocean's surface approximately 200 yards from their vessel. The real joy. Instead of feeling alarmed, Sprague's initial reaction was pure excitement. "I actually found myself hoping they'd swim closer," Sprague later recounted to Hamilton. "I was thinking we could capture some incredible photographs. But here's where it gets controversial. Sometimes you should be careful what you wish for." The massive marine mammals seemingly heard his request and decided to grant it in the most terrifying way possible. Both whales launched themselves completely out of the water at a distance of merely 40 feet from the fishing boat. Then, in a moment that would haunt both fishermen, one of the colossal creatures disappeared beneath the surface and began charging directly toward their vessel. "Holy expletive!" Sprague shouted, his voice captured on the video he was recording during the frightening encounter. Dude, this situation is not looking good at all." Hamilton's voice trembled with pure terror as he desperately called out, "Fire up the engine. We need to get the expletive out of here right now." And this is the part most people miss. Both men's panic wasn't just instinctual fear. Their minds immediately flashed back to a devastating incident from the previous year, when another humpback whale had actually landed directly on top of a fishing vessel off this same New Hampshire coastline. That collision had completely capsized the boat and sent two unfortunate fishermen plunging into the frigid Atlantic waters. When you're dealing with a whale that decides your boat looks like a comfortable landing pad, your only option is to dive for cover. Sprague explained with stark honesty. There's absolutely no contest between humans and these oceanic behemoths. Sprague's survival instincts kicked into overdrive as he sprinted down into the cabin to retrieve two life jackets. For several agonizing moments that felt like an eternity, both men stood frozen on the deck, muscles tensed and ready for a potentially catastrophic impact that could change their lives forever. But nature had other plans. When the whales finally resurfaced, they had mysteriously repositioned themselves 200 yards away from the fishing boat. However, they weren't quite finished with their impromptu performance for the terrified audience. Both of these massive creatures rolled onto their sides and began this absolutely incredible display of fin slapping, Sprague described with a mixture of awe and lingering nervousness. "I honestly believe these whales have a genuine love for being the center of attention." Here's where the controversy really heats up. Hamilton, still shaken by the close encounter, strongly advocated for immediately reeling in their fishing lines and heading straight back to Dover's safety. But Sprague held a completely different perspective, arguing that they should continue their fishing expedition and appreciate what he considered an extraordinarily rare wildlife spectacle. This kind of experience represents an incredibly fortunate occurrence, Sprague insisted, his enthusiasm gradually returning. Having something this magnificent happen right beside us is comparable to witnessing a SeaWorld performance, except this is completely wild and unscripted. This raises some thought-provoking questions that divide the fishing and wildlife watching communities. Should recreational fishermen actively seek out these whale encounters for the thrill and photo opportunities, or does this practice put both humans and marine life at unnecessary risk? Are we becoming too comfortable sharing space with these powerful predators of the deep? Some marine biologists argue that fishing boats attracting whales with their activities creates dangerous situations that could result in tragic accidents for both species. Others contend that these natural interactions represent the beauty of coexisting with ocean wildlife and shouldn't be feared or avoided. What's your take on this incredible encounter? Do you think Sprague was right to want to stay and continue fishing after such a close call? Or should Hamilton's instinct to immediately retreat have prevailed? And here's the bigger question that's sparking heated debates in coastal communities. Are we pushing the boundaries too far in our pursuit of these once-in-a-lifetime wildlife experiences? Or should we embrace these moments as precious connections with nature's most magnificent creatures? Share your thoughts, because this controversy is far from settled.